The third wave of feminism took place after the second wave of feminism. This is the 1990s. From the 1960s to the 1980s, we see that the second wave was active and operating. And with the attainment of the rights that women were struggling for, we see that certain changes in the approach and perception of women was also taking place. We see that the second wave was focusing upon the basic rights to education, access to education, healthcare, and other rights that women were fighting for. Now we see that focus had diverted a bit. The focus was more on individual identity. Now, initially, women wanted equality, equal treatment in the society, and now they were talking about identity of women as independent human beings. So the focus was on individual identity rather than on law and political process. So political process, political participation was no more a question for them because they had already achieved the right to vote and the right to take part in political process and to be part of the parliament. This third wave addressed the variation among women in terms of color, in terms of their religion, in terms of ethnicity, cultural background. So this was something which people were previously not talking about. Initially, people were talking about the differences between men and women. And now we had realized that even within women, we had differences because of the various cultural backgrounds they had, because of the ethnicity that they had, and other factors like belief system, etc. The earlier feminists failed to see and deal with variations within women. Third wave feminists try to see how different groups of women may be having different needs and circumstances and requiring different solutions. So it meant that women, of course, they have problems which are different from men's problems. But within women, we see that different women may have different problems which are different between them. The movement criticized sexist and derogatory language against girls and women. So as a consequence, they developed new terminology and self-celebrating words to counter that. So that was one major change. जैसे कि हम देखते हैं कि हम बहुत सी चीज़ों में, बहुत सी टर्मिनोलॉजीज़ में, बहुत सी डेजिग्नेशंस में हमने देखा कि एक फ़र्क आ गया. जैसे मिसाल के तौर पर हम चेयरमैन का लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल करते थे तो हमने चेयरपर्सन का लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल करना शुरू कर दिया. सो इसी तरह से हम देखते हैं कि बहुत से ऐसे अल्फाज जिसमें औरतों का दर्जा थोड़ा सा कम दिखाई देता था बनिस्बत मर्दों के दर्जे के, तो उसके लिए नई टर्म्स और नई इस्तिलाहात भी जो है हमने मुतारिफ करवा दी. हम ये देखते हैं कि एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ द थर्ड वेव, women made certain achievements. Across the globe, internationally, many achievements were made. In 1992, it was declared the Year of Women. 1992, 4 women entered US Senate, which was something unique. In 1993, Family and Medical Leave Act was passed in the US. And we see the similar changes and similar developments were taking place in other parts of the world. If we look at our own country, Pakistan, we see that women were reaching to the height of victory and achievement. पाकिस्तान के जो एक मुल्क है, जो एक मशरकी रवायात का हामिल मुल्क है और हमारी बहुत सी ट्रेडिशंस हैं जिनको हम अपनाते हैं, हम देखते हैं कि इस मुल्क में भी खातून वज़ीर आज़म बन गई. ये एक बहुत बड़ी कामयाबी थी और बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट थी और हम दुनिया के उन सिर्फ चंद मुल्कों में से एक हो गए जहाँ पे औरत जो थी वो हुक्मरान रही. So we see that as a result of the third wave of feminism, changes were taking place all over the world. But now women were talking about identity, they were talking about self-actualization, they were talking about higher levels of achievement. They were not talking about the attainment of basic rights. They were not talking about access to education, to school, to university. They were talking about achieving higher decision-making positions in the society and in the workplace. And this was all a result of the movement that was taking place for the attainment of women's rights, the feminist movement and its third wave.